Hey, how you doing, everybody? This is Bad Brad, and everybody who watches my channel knows I'm a guitar player, but I also produce music. And I tell you what, I use Logic, and Logic is coming out with a major update that will be available May 13th. Now, it is free for all people who already use Logic, who already have Logic, but it will be $199 for new users. And what it's doing, it says Logic Pro takes music making to the next level with new AI features. Okay, what we're getting and what I'm really excited about, session players. Okay, so it looks like you're going to have dedicated bass player, dedicated keyboard player, and you will be able to direct what chord changes that they play over with different bass samples recorded professionally. You've got this keyboard feature. I mean, let me take a look at this. The session player. Now, I'm looking at this right now, and I'm seeing the drummer, and I'm looking at what it has here. Now, a lot of this does look like similar kits to what we had before. I'm seeing East Bay, Sunset, Bluebird, Detroit Garage, Brooklyn, Blue Ridge. I'm seeing a lot of the same sounds. Now that slightly disappoints me, because one of the things that I use all the time in Logic, just as a writing tool, is the drummer. But it is long since needed an update in sounds and, more patterns and more drummers. Oftentimes I think about a style of music that I want to write in, and Logic just doesn't have it. It doesn't have the super aggressive modern metal. It doesn't have, blues or shuffles. There's not a lot of good shuffles or anybody, any of the drummers that really are good at that. The yacht rock thing, it doesn't really have that. But it does look like you've got more control over the drum patterns, maybe some individual control over hi-hat patterns, kick and snare patterns. Okay. Drummer gets even better with key enhancements. Okay. Drummer took the music creation industry by storm when it debuted as the world's first generative musicians more than a decade ago. Okay, but it says that they're giving it key improvements. Okay, we're going to have to wait and see on that. And the addition of a new virtual bass player and keyboard player. Okay, so essentially, this is good news for us guitar players, because now a lot of times I'm thinking, man, I need a bass player on this, although I a lot of times play my own bass on my tracks. But definitely keyboard player. I am not a keyboard player at all. I don't even touch one. And this will be a cool option if I just need, some simple parts and stuff. But, this stuff is still in the early stages of development. So, we're going to have to wait and see how useful these are. But man, I'm getting excited about this. If it speeds up the process of being able to write and create, that is a good thing. I don't want to not call my musician friends, because the reality is this machine is not going to play as good as some of the players that I know. Same with the keyboard parts. But being able to sketch out the ideas, and maybe it's something that you don't have a big budget for, this sounds like a good feature. Okay, it says the bass player was trained in collaboration with today's best bass players using advanced AI and sampling technologies. Users can choose from 8 different bass players and guide their performance with controls for complexity and intensity. Okay, that sounds good. While leveraging advanced parameters for slides, mutes, dead notes, and pickup hits. Okay, sounds like we might might be able to make it sound realistic. That's been my problem a lot in the past with bass, like that Jerry Seinfeld kind of thing. It sounds fake. It's a sound and it's a style, but it sounds fake. Hopefully this can do a better job of sounding like a bass player. Bass player can jam along with chord progressions, or users can choose from 100 bass player loops. Okay, well, loops is no big deal. Everybody's used to loops. With chord track, users can define and edit the chord progressions to a song, and the virtual bass player will follow along perfectly. Okay, well, that's good. I hope so. Plus, with Studio Bass plugin, users gain access to 6 new, meticulously recorded instruments from acoustic to electric, all inspired by the sounds of today's most popular bass tones. Okay, that sounds good. Now, it looks like they're doing the same thing with the keyboard player. The keyboard player users can choose from 4 different styles. That's not a lot. That's not a lot of different styles, but okay. Designed in cooperation with top studio musicians and made to accompany a wide variety of music genres. Keyboard player can play everything from simple block chords to chord voicing with extended harmony. Okay, that's good. With nearly endless variations. Like bass player, chord track adds and edits the chord progression of the song, so keyboard player follows along. I'm wondering if I'll be able to play a song on guitar and the chord track will figure out the chord changes that I'm playing on my track and then play, or am I going to have to kind of dictate? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Using Studio Piano plugin, users can select additional sound shaping options. 3 mic positions, pedal noise, key noise, release samples, sympathetic resonance. Okay, well, this says keyboard player, but essentially those are piano things. So piano is great, but it's sometimes not what the track needs, but we'll have to wait and see if they're having other sounds in there. I don't really see. I see Studio Grand, and that's what they're showing in the picture. Then they've got a stem splitter. Okay, so I guess you can take old voice memo recordings and old demo cassette tapes and grab, it'll separate tracks. Like say you had a great vocal on an old demo cassette. I guess you'll be able to pull that vocal out and use that somewhere else. So that's a cool thing you can use to edit maybe some of your old demo tapes and stuff like that. With these tracks separated, it's easy to apply effects, add new parts, change the mix. Powered by AI and M-Series Apple Silicon, stem splitter is lightning fast. Okay. And then Chromag Glow. Chromag Glow models the sounds produced by a blend of the world's most revered studio hardware by leveraging AI and the power of M-Series Apple Silicon. Users can dial in the perfect tone with 5 different saturation styles to add ultra-realistic warmth, presence, and punch to any track. They can also choose from modern, clean sounds, nostalgic vintage warmth, or more extreme styles that can be shaped and molded to taste. Okay, this looks cool. Okay, and powered by iPad and Mac. Logic Pro for iPad has seen rapid adoption from creatives. Designed from the ground up to take full advantage of touch, Logic Pro transforms iPad into almost an instrument. Okay, so that's it. I'm excited about it. I'm especially excited to see if they've got some new drum sounds, some new loops, if I can create some better parts. But I really think they needed to update the sounds. So I'm hoping, I almost hope that they would, partner with Get Good Drums or Superior Drummer and really hone in the drum sounds. Now, I guess they have good sounds, but I hear other people's stuff. I hear the Get Good Drums tracks and I go, man, those drums sound huge. So, let's hope that even though I'm seeing, I'm seeing a Roland TM-808 under drum kit, so that does seem different. I'm seeing kick, analog bliss. So maybe there's some new sounds that can really inspire because, Logic Drummer, like they said, is one of the first, things that was like an AI sort of musician that you could create a part, but it only had so many parameters that you could use. It had a lot of different sounds, and yes, it's a MIDI track, so you could use, whatever. But I like everything in Logic. I like it all there, and I like where they're going with this, putting everything there to create your sound inside this one thing. I don't like having to deal with plugins and all these other companies, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It tends to be a pain in the ass for us older consumers out there to manage all of that. So this looks like a cool thing. I'm very glad it's coming. I might not download it instantly because I do have some projects that I'm working on, and I don't want any of this to distract me from getting those done and getting those done quickly. But May 13th is the day. Will you be downloading the new update? And if you are, what are you most excited about? Please let me know in the likes. And so tell me, are you going to download this new update May 13th? What are you most excited about? Do you think, obviously as a Logic Pro user, anything they give me for free, I'm happy about. And man, I think it's good for Apple to keep investing in this Logic Pro, platform, because it'll draw more people in. People start off with GarageBand and then they graduate to Logic Pro. So I think this is great. I'm excited about it. I'm curious to see what all the hype will be about. And we'll have to see if I'm happy with the new drum programming abilities that we're going to have here. We're just going to have to try it and see. So if you'd enjoyed this content, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.